What up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on Fitness Tech Reviews, we're going to be going over the new Reebok Nano X1s, the Reebok Nano 11s, and tell you about my thoughts, what's really my recommendations, and really, are they better than the original, not the original, but the Nano 10s? Let's go ahead and get right into it. First thing we need to do is get into the design about this Nano X10. First things first, one of the biggest things you'll see from the difference between the two is the actual look of it all. I remember when I first looked at the Nano 10s, they looked like they had a huge heel, and the Nano 11s looked like they had a smaller heel. But funny enough, they actually had the same exact heel height on both of them. But as you could tell, this actually rounds in, and I did feel through longer times with it on, of course training throughout the day, I got some fatigue in my Achilles as this is very rigid, and putting it on, I like to slip my shoes on when I'm just training. These were relatively tough to kind of slip on. I had to kind of, undo the laces a little bit to actually be able to slip it on relatively easily. So that did change a little bit. They are lighter than the 10s by a fair amount actually, so that is definitely a big plus. One of the things that you will see that is a huge difference is the heel drop. The heel drop is now 7 millimeters from the heel to the toe, which is very different than they typically do with a 4 millimeter drop. My thought with this is they are looking to be more of a running shoe, and that kind of goes along with the entirety of the shoe. And also with the front, it does have a little bit more of an angle at the top for a little bit more of a bounce. And I think that kind of goes along with the idea of it being a running shoe. Another one of the things you'll see that's new with this is the flex weave at the top, which I felt is a lot more, flexible at the top. And not only that, a lot more breathable than the previous 10. Since it is lighter, it does take away a lot from the interior, especially with the tongue. It tends to want to move around on you a little bit, but if you tie tight enough, of course, it works relatively well. Another thing that you're going to see different are the treads at the bottom. The Nanos have been doing this tread theme pretty much, I couldn't tell you how long, maybe the past 4 or 5, where the new treads, I do feel like it does have a little bit more stick, but since I feel like there are a lot of raised surfaces, this will tend to want to deteriorate a little quicker, so there's that. And it is relatively rigid as the 10s were as well, so that back sole will not really break along too much, so that's great. And it actually has 2 different foam patterns. At the front, it has a float ridge energy, so this is going to be a little bit better for bouncing, plyometrics and stuff, where the back heel is going to be a little bit more sturdy foam. What is the fit of the Nano 11s? They're pretty much a regular training shoe, especially with all the extra flex weaves at the top. I usually always order an 8.5, and it was pretty much true to size for that 8.5. Didn't have any issues whatsoever, so I was a big fan of the way it fit, just regular fit. Alright, Reebok is calling this the official shoe of fitness, and let's go ahead and get into that. What makes it so much different than the 10s? Like I said, with the heel drop and making it lighter, this is a better running shoe. This doesn't make it a better lifting shoe, this doesn't make it a better CrossFit shoe or high intensity, but as far as it being lighter and with a bigger heel drop, it's going to be a better running shoe. It's not the best when it comes to lifting if you are lifting on your heels, which you of course should be. It is pretty stable, but the thing is you want to be able to splay your feet on the floor, and to do that you kind of have to push down a little bit, and with this angle here it can want you to pull yourself up a little bit, so definitely not ideal in that situation. Deadlifts, you want a pretty flat foot with deadlift. 7 millimeter heel lift, yes, not going to be the best for deadlifts either. And that goes along the same thing with Olympic weightlifting. You want a solid base, and with this at the front, it's not going to help give you a solid base. Running, on the other hand, yes, I do believe this is a better running shoe, but like I said, with this heel coming inward, I did get a lot of fatigue on my Achilles when I was wearing it, and when I was running in it, I just remember I was wearing it for the first day and I was like, ooh, my Achilles kind of is a little bothersome. Then I actually looked into what this shoe was all about, and I realized, yes, this heel is very sturdy and it comes in a little bit, so not a big fan of that. As far as like rope climbing and stuff like that, they did change it up a little bit. They have this new Rope Pro on the center. I didn't feel too much of a difference in the rope climbing in a general sense. It's pretty much just this one spot. There is a little ridge here that I don't know how well it will be for maybe years of rope climbing, maybe a full year. But as far as I was concerned with it, it worked relatively well. Not the best, but of course not the worst with it either. One of the things that I did like that they added in was this little heel at the back. So it is plastic, so if you are doing handstand push-ups, it won't stick to surfaces. It'll more slide on surfaces, which I'm always a big fan of. The durability of it all, I've worked out with this shoe for about a week and a half, and I felt like it was relatively durable through rope climbs, through jumps. I've actually really enjoyed the front of the toe with it all. Talking about the durability, they did get a durability specific Nano 11 called the Grit. I really can't speak too much to how much extra that is going to give you, but I did actually like the aesthetic of the Grit, and they are actually the same price. So I actually would rather have the Grit than the 11s just because of the aesthetic and it possibly being more durable, but I don't see any real problems with durability with this shoe. Alright, so what are my recommendations? The Nano 11s aren't particularly the official shoe of fitness, let's say. If I am going to be doing a smaller running wad, I would maybe pick the Nano 11s over the 10s. But in a general sense, I just enjoy the 10s much more. Even though they're heavier, they are more sturdy, even if they are a little bit more hot. But they're a lot better for overall. Again, not the best for running, but I really enjoyed my Nano 10s. But talking about that, I would choose the Metcon 6s over either or. I just like how much lighter they are than the 10s. They aren't as light as the Nano 11s, but overall with a CrossFit shoe, yes. But if you were looking for a CrossFit shoe that was a little bit more running specific, probably go with the Nano 11s. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully it was very helpful for you guys. Please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I am a new reviewer. If you check the links down below, they'll shoot you to Amazon. And a little bit of that will help me grow my channel if you use those links. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, stay positive. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.